A long time no see, YouTube. What was it that I used to say? What's going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well and staying as safe as you possibly can. Hi. I haven't done this for such a long time. I completely am just flustered behind a camera again. Sorry about kind of just disappearing during a pandemic with a chronic illness and then not explaining what happened. The short version of the story is that my health deteriorated a lot over the second half of 2020 to the point where I had to be hospitalized for severe malnutrition and like really dramatic weight loss. I got really sick from one of my chronic illnesses. Basically, I couldn't eat for months and I was still trying to make videos at the time, and I just had to basically be like, I need to prioritize my health or I'm not going to be around anymore. I have basically been spending the past year just really focusing on my health and recovering from severe malnutrition. No one really tells you, but when you're in starvation, it takes a long time to recover. It's not like just once you can start eating again, you're fine. So I've been doing that, basically figured out that I probably have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I'm working with a physiotherapist on my chronic pain, which has been so amazingly helpful, but I've had to work really hard on getting my body back to a place where I'm not injuring and subluxing all of my joints basically every day. And I also have been treating my extremely bad PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, by going into an early chemical menopause. So I have been doing a lot of just resting and looking after my health, and I'm finally at a point where I feel stronger than I've been in years. And I'm like literally so worried about saying that because I'm like, I'm gonna jinx myself. So if everyone could just like touch wood right now, I'm touching a chair, that would be great. Also just having a year away from the demands of being a public figure, I've really had a lot of time to just do a lot of self-work, and I've realized that I am not cis. I identify as non-binary or demi-girl. I heard someone use demi-girl flux and I was like, oh, that's cool, sounds like a cyborg. But I really like that term to kind of describe how I feel about my gender. I've been using they them pronouns, and it's been amazing. I used to just dissociate all the time, and I used to think it was because of having chronic pain all the time, but turns out as soon as I started using they them pronouns and not thinking of myself as a woman, I stopped dissociating, and I've never felt as comfortable or confident in my own skin ever before. Also, just really coming to terms that I'm bisexual, and I don't know, that's been really nice. I just wanted to let you all know that, both so you can use the right pronouns for me, and also because it's just been this amazing thing for me as well, and I'm really doing like so well, and it was the best decision I've ever made to take time off work. I mean, I think if I hadn't taken a year off work, I wouldn't be here today. So it was definitely necessary, but I'm also just very grateful that I could, and that like I'm broke. I'm very broke, but Lucci's been able to work, and it's been good because he doesn't have to care for me 24/7 all the time now that basically I would make videos and be sewing all the time, and I'd have to take so many pain medications to even do that. Like, yeah, Lucci pretty much had to put me back together every evening, and he doesn't have to do that anymore. He can work. It's just everything is so much better for me personally. Also, I am enjoying sewing more than I have in a long time, and I've gotten so much better at it. Working in sewing and doing tutorials did make me, I loved it, but it made me stagnate with my sewing skills. I guess because I really just had to make videos at such a fast pace. I had to just use the skills I already had, and it really stopped me from taking time to learn and develop new skills. And I've been able to just learn so much more and make some of the best things I think I've ever made. Here's a selection. While I keep talking, I'll put up some little photos of the things I've made this year if I've taken pictures of them. But yeah, basically I'm really glad to still be alive and still be here. And honestly, stopping working was probably the best decision I've made for myself. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I just can't describe how glad I am that I got to have the experience of working on YouTube. I got to do the most amazing things and have the most amazing opportunities because of it. I met people from all over the world. I made some of my best friends that you might have seen in my making my wedding dress series, the Sewing Friends. I got to go to VidCon and meet a bunch of people who watch my videos, and that was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I got to be on a panel with Hank Green. Like, I think that was the moment where I was like, I have peaked. But I got burnt out. I got really burnt out. I got really sick, and I think I'm gonna move on to other things. One thing that I've discovered I really love doing lately is burlesque dancing, and I am just in love with it. I feel like I found my new calling. I basically started classes a few months ago, and I love everything about it, right? It's just perfect for me. I mean, the vintage style, vintage lingerie, the costuming. I get to make all my own costumes. Like, I even make just my outfits for like classes. I love dancing. Just everything about it is fantastic. I still don't know what I want to do with my life now. Maybe I'll get really into costuming and start doing commissions. Maybe I'll do in-person sewing classes in Sydney once it becomes safe enough to do so. Maybe I'll sell patterns. I don't know. I feel like after a year of not working, I'm finally feeling that inspiration come back to me and getting really excited about different possibilities of cool things I can do in the future. If you do want to keep up with me and whatever I end up doing, you can follow me on my public Instagram, which is @littlepineneedle. If I taught you how to sew or taught you something interesting and you have the financial means, I still have a Ko-Fi account where you can buy me a coffee, basically send me $3. It'd be really helpful for me while I am trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, just to kind of help me afford my meds and stuff, because oh my god, they're getting expensive. And also, as I'm editing this, I realized I forgot to mention merch as well. The merch I have on DFTBA, once it's gone, it's gone. So if you want to buy some, it'll both support me and you'll, I don't know, have a little memory of my YouTube channel. Yeah, and with that, this might be the last ever video I put on YouTube. Thank you for everything. I didn't think I would get this emotional. Thanks for being here on this part of my journey. And it's been so wonderful to meet so many of you. And stay crafty, everyone, and stay safe. Bye.
I've apparently made a pair of really large fuzzy blue underwear. I think I did this a little bit too well.
Look, I did try really hard to film this seriously for you guys, but... Boop, 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 boop. Hey, it's me. So if I sound a little bit muffled, it's just because I have a bare butt in my face. Litchi, don't you wanna hug me? Oh. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Cutter shoes with punch holes. Cool enough. Sloppiness is an art of expression. And don't forget, I feel public gaze on my back.
Here's a pro tip. I used a sponge to rub the mud into the jeans.
It's too early in the morning for this.
It's happened. We've reached the singularity. We finally achieved total cutout.
Wow, what a great video.
Yep, nothing weird about that. classic content.
What have I made? Ta-da!
So this was a suggestion.
Oh, that bear's legs are way too long. Pass.
Don't tell them about our RoboShocks. Thanks for watching,
It was nice to have you here.
and I'll see you all next time.
Stay crafty, everyone.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye! Bye! Bye!
Bye.
Bye.